You have spoken about being the big tent party. You're a pragmatic guy. But there's some people that are outside of the tent. They don't want to come into the tent. Yeah. How are you going to reel them in? It seems like they just like, well, he's with the billionaires and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So what would you say to those folks?
Well, look, I mean, when I talk about the big tent party I'm for addition, not subtraction. If you want to win campaigns, you want enduring campaigns, you want enduring movements that actually can make a damn difference as opposed to make a point. You got to win. And the way you win is you get more people on your side. None of us are perfect. I mean, there's not, you want a litmus test. I mean, ask anyone who's ever been, I mean, come on.
My wife is perfect.
She's perfect.
She's
the one exception. Yeah. I get it.
But I get what
we certainly know this congressperson's not. But the point is, if we're going to, I just think if we get into the purity tests, then we could lose this republic. We're dealing with an existential crisis this moment. We're dealing with an invasive species in Donald Trump. This guy has no morals. He doesn't care about the rule of law. He doesn't care about court decisions. He doesn't care about institutions. He feels he has immunity by the time the Supreme Court even adjudicates on something. It could be a year, 2 years too late, and the damage will already be done. At that point, I mean, if we're just going to sit here and say, well, give me, I agree on 83 out of the 86 issues, you're gone. Not interested. I'm not, that guy's a sellout. We're in real trouble as a party. And I'll remember my grandfather's party, the old Democratic Party, that was a big tent party. And that's the party that built the middle class. That's the party of racial justice, social justice, economic justice. They delivered results. And I love the rhetoric. But with all due respect, the reason I did Prop 50 was I didn't want to have a candlelight vigil. I didn't want to write an op-ed. I don't want everyone to say, boy, he's so right and pure. I want to win. Yeah. Because we can't afford to lose anymore. And so, I'm a big tent guy, and I have a little grace. And I say that as a guy who did same-sex marriage in 2004, and I was on the outside of my party because they thought I was too extreme when I was marrying same-sex couples. And they were out there saying, well, maybe we'll talk about civil unions. I don't dismiss those that believed separate was equal. That was the argument. There's still some of the leaders in our Democratic Party. They didn't believe in marriage equality. They believed separate was equal. We're here in the South. That's pretty remarkable when it comes to marriage. So I'm not castigating them. I'm not throwing them out. They eventually came around. Mm-hmm. Some may disagree. Doesn't mean we can't work on all those other issues. So goes my point.